just look like this for you as soon as you open it up. So you've got all of these menus. But what I like to do, just stretch it across, just stretch this across, and it'll just look a lot nicer. And maybe just give you a little less room. And there you go. Once you're happy with one that you like, you can go View, Window Layouts, Save Layout As. Bring up a new menu, and it'll say you can name it. You can just call it whatever you want. I'm going to call it Layout 1. And then if I go to View, Window Layouts, I have Layout 1 there. So let's say I mess up and it looks like this. Window Layouts, Layout 1. Oh, that's not too confusing. But you can drag stuff around. You can take it off this. And if it gets too messy where you end up closing a window and it just doesn't, and you can't get back to where you were, just remember View, Window Layouts, Layout 1. And there you go, everything's back to normal. So we're going to start with importing. So if I press File, I can either make a new file, open, save, it's fine. Render set it, you can real-time render. I've not really done that. Since there's nothing, I can't render it yet. So, and then we've got import and export. Don't worry about export for now. Import is where we can import our media. Now we can also use open, which just put it straight into this timeline here. Now I've made a special folder for this video. That is the wrong folder. And here we are. It's really simple. And all you gotta do is select both and click open. Now I've only got this too because I want to show you the other way of doing it. So I can place this in and it'll say some stuff because I've selected them both. They both go into my timeline and it should look like this. But it depends how many things you've put inside. But there should be 2. For me there's 2 and 1 is media. This line is media. So I can mess around with these settings. These arrows over here are opacity, so I can drag these up or down. And this is audio level, so I can drag these up and down as well and make my audio quieter. So if I go to downloads, I can scroll all the way down to the bottom, and there it is. That's the one I wanted. So once this is in, oh no, they're overlapping. Well, what are we supposed to do? Well, we can drag this to the end of our clip and we can add a new audio track by right-clicking, insert audio track or Control Q. Now you can drag either one of these down. Now I'm going to drag my game music to the top so then it's easier. Now there's one problem, these two are separate files. These two are the same. So if I can drag these around wherever I want. But the only thing I can do without messing them around is move a track as long as it's on the same layer. You understand that? But what if I don't want them together? What if I put maybe I've just done my audio and it's not synced? So what I can do, I can right click, group, clear. And there we go. These are now no longer together. But let's say I made a mistake, I don't want to do that. Control to select them both, right click, group, create new. These are now together again, and you can drag them around. It's really simple to understand, just mess around with it. And the next thing we're going to use now to is copy and pasting on the timeline. Now, I've got my background music here, which I can very easily just copy, and I can paste it to the other end. Control C, Control V, or you can just right click, copy, right click, paste. And I can just drag this all the way over to here, near my outro music. And once I've done that, make sure this is level. And and from these corners, I can sort of drag a fade in. And there we go, we've got a little fade in there. So the next thing I'm going to teach you about is keyframing, basic keyframing. So let's just say I want to zoom in at this random point. Now, here's one thing you can do. In between, you can snip. I can just press S to snip, and S again to snip. Now, you want to press this if you want to do some keyframing and do a little zoom. You can go a lot further with this, but this is just the basics. Okay, so the first thing you want to do, maybe you want to just drag around these. It's just the basic. if you want to do keyframing. Now this is going to be at the start, because at the bottom here, if I want to add another spot to my keyframe, I do it here, and just zoom all the way out again. And then my keyframing is done. It's very simple, and you can go a lot more complex with it. And there we go, it worked really well. But maybe I don't want that keyframing. Control Z it out, or you can Control Z, and then there you go, it's back to normal. That's basic keyframing. So the next thing you want to do is text. So say you want to say thanks for watching at the end. So if you go into media generators, where is it? There's media generators. You can pick any of these texts, but for now I'm just going to leave it saying sample text, because if we click the animate button, it's the same keyframing. So say at a certain point I want it to change what it says. So I want it to say thanks for watching. I don't have to add a whole new music. I don't have to add a whole new text. And now it should just change to thanks for watching. And there we go. We've got basic keyframing, and you can also mess around with transitions as well, which are very simple to use. You can just drag them in wherever you want, and it makes it a very easy thing to do. So let's say I want to add a voice recording. Now, if I click this now, it's going to ask me where do I want to save it. I'm going to click browse, and I can pick where I want to save it. Let's say I want to save it on my desktop. I sort of made a folder for this, and there it is. There's the folder. So once you press OK, it will automatically start recording my voice. As you can see, there's one line. It's made a new audio line where it's now recording my voice. Now it depends if you've got a good microphone, how loud it'll be, or you can just change it by the side. It's really simple to understand. But when you're done recording, all you need to do is press this record button again. And for the shortcut, it's Control R. Let's say I want that done. It will automatically start recording my voice. Now that doesn't sound the best. So if I can press this, I can press track effects, and it should load up this menu here. Now if I press this here, I can press audio, which is preset I've made, but you can do one yourself, and you can just mess around with these settings, and it should sound a lot better. It will automatically start recording my voice. It sounds a lot louder and clear. It does help a bit, but that's just the way it works. And now it's still recording my voice, so whenever I click record, it will automatically start recording on that line. So it's really simple to use, and once you're done, you can press Control R or just press stop. And there you go, you've got a brand new one. But what if you don't want this anymore? You can just press that and delete track. And there you go, the track's gone. Edit in settings. If I press FX here, it's the button, and then you've got loads of different options here. I'm just going to show you distortion. It's all really simple to understand. I can press add, and then OK. Whichever one you want to add, and it's all either scrolls or changing numbers. Sometimes it's really easy to understand. If I want to add distortion, I can just drag it along. But wait, I didn't want to add that distortion. It's on the wrong track. So I can just do this and untick this, but that's a little unprofessional. Or you could just press this X right there, and then the distortion will go. Really simple, then it'll say no effects selected. It's all really simple. There's text keyframing. You can mess around with all these settings. There's lots of different effects, and this is the last thing I'm going to talk about, which is the master bus. The master bus is like master volume. So if I turned it down here, the whole video would be quiet, and if I turned it up here, the whole video would be really loud. I like to keep it in the centre, maybe a bit higher. It doesn't matter, it's fine. Now, the next thing that you want to do, you want to render it and put it on YouTube. So you want to click here and drag all the way across like this. This is called a loop region. So these two yellow parts here, this is the start of my loop, and this is the end of my loop. You can also use this to select things. but it's only to select. If you want to press, I think it's Control Q, it will select a certain part that you was looking for. And if I press Control, you can also select more, and I can group all these together if I really wanted to. But now that my loop region is set, I can press File, and now Render As will be available. If I press Render As, there's a load of different options. If it's only audio, you only get a couple of options. But if you're doing video, you get a lot more options. Now you can obviously favorite your options. If you just click them, it brings up the start. You can render in 1080p or 720. Remember, if you can't find it, the search render templates up there. You can download only the audio for this, and normally click default template for WAV, and it's all the same. MP3, you can have it in high, medium, or low quality. Doesn't matter. But once you've picked one that you like, I'm just gonna pick this one. Press render. You can name it whatever you want there, and here we go. Our little render box will come up. It depending on how long it is, but it'll take a while to render, maybe an hour or two. But it comes out in HD or 1080p quality. It should just be in your documents if you haven't saved it anywhere. It's really simple to understand once you've done it, but it's fine to understand. So I want you to have a play around with the software, get used to it, maybe add some different media generators, maybe add some extra text, maybe add some video effects, and just in the comments you can link a video that you've made with Sony Vegas down below, and I'll probably see what you've done.